Welcome to our Tuesday Tips video. Sherry Campbell with Energy Realty. Today is March 17th, and we're going to talk about a difficult topic today because I think it's on everyone's mind, and the topic is the coronavirus. And as the broker owner of Energy Realty, I know that everyone has a lot of fears and a lot of questions. We're trying to answer them, and we're also trying to be responsible. So I just want to make a statement today that as of today, the Energy Realty office will remain open for the time being with very limited staff. We only have 2 staff members in here. Our agents will be working from home, but we're going to be here and available to help guide our clients, customers, friends, and family, and possibly the community through this crisis. So that we can answer questions. We also have to continue to provide support for our tenants and our landlords because we do manage about 100 properties. So I'm going to go through, I've got a list of topics and hopefully I can get some of the concerns answered out there. Most importantly, our biggest concern are the safety and well-being of our clients and our agents and the community. So we will be doing limited showings, but we will be available for phone calls. We are at this time, we have a number of properties that we have listed. So for our sellers out there, I believe we've got about 35 properties for sale. We are going to continue to do showings and provide support, but we are trying to make the decision as of tomorrow on whether or not we will do open houses. One of the options that we're considering right now is to do something called a virtual open house. So kind of stay tuned as we're playing around with technology. A virtual open house would allow people to see your homes online without actually physically having to visit the house. We have a big concern of making sure that our sellers, when they are occupying a homes, that we aren't exposing you to risk. If anyone was watching the news this morning, we saw that our president made a statement today that we are in a period right now, and it is called, let me see, what's our social responsibility, is that we have to have social distancing. Social distancing means that we need to be working at home, staying put, not getting outside in public places as little as possible. So that would be the reason why we don't want to have open houses to expose people. For the next 15 days, we're working on social distancing so that we can start to minimize the spread of this virus. So we're going to be working with all of you to make sure that we do that until we can get this thing under control. Another one of the questions that I had is that we do have some homes that we have under contract. You guys are scheduled to close during this big fear with the coronavirus outbreak. We've spoken to multiple title companies. They will remain open as well with a minimal staff. If we end up not wanting to go to the actual office of the title company to sign all the documents, they are setting up mobile notaries. So you also have the possibility that we can actually do all of the closing documents in the safety and security of your own home. So we'll keep you posted on that as well as we find more information out about this. I have lots of questions out there about how this is going to affect the real estate market. We're all watching the stock market crash. Oil prices are down. So, right now with this coronavirus, Houston is impacted, and really the world is impacted by a number of things. We're not just dealing with a virus, we're dealing with the stock market crash, and we're also dealing with a crash in oil prices. So unprecedented times here in the US, not just Houston. But we found a great article on keeping current matters, so I just want to pull that up. So the question, no one really has the answer because this is unprecedented times, but right now we are seeing houses go under contract. We are still seeing people out there looking. Across the United States, the cities most impacted, such as New York, San Francisco, California, they're really starting to see things slow down in the real estate industry. But is this crash, how is it going to affect the real estate market? We're still kind of staying tuned. But the last crash that we had was in 2008. So the best way to describe it is we're really not comparing apples to oranges. And there are a couple of reasons why I'm going to show you on this graph. First of all, the last housing bubble that we had and the last crash that we had in 2008, at that time before the crash, they were giving loans out to everybody. We really have, since then, the standards of the mortgage industry have really changed, and we are not giving loans out as easily. The standards of getting approved for a loan are a lot stricter. So the homeowners out there that own homes, they can afford those homes. So we're not in a situation where we're going to see a lot of foreclosures yet, as long as we're able to keep everything else stable in this industry. So you can kind of see that little housing bubble. Annual home price appreciation. The last crash that we had, if you look at where appreciation was, it was a little speculative. We saw lots of spikes. The last 6 years, if you look at this graph over here, you can see that our appreciation has been very slight, so it's very slow. So I don't think we're sitting, most people are sitting in their homes with some equity. When they bought the house, they bought it at a better time, there wasn't some spike, and then we're not gonna come crashing down, right? The higher you go, the harder you fall. So we've got a different situation today. Today, we have a lot less inventory. So when 2008 and 2007, when we had the last crash, we had 8.2 months worth. We had a lot of inventory out there, so a lot of homes for sale. We have 3.1 months. This is actually a national average. This is not just in Houston. So I wanted you guys to see that. And really what's going on right now, we're gonna see a little bit less inventory. So as the coronavirus starts to ease up, and there are buyers. I mean, real estate really is a commodity. Everyone has to have a place to live, right? So whether you lease a house or you own a house, you have to have a place to live. As long as it's affordable, people are gonna need to get out there and find a place to live. There aren't a lot of options. We're gonna see some of those options slow down as sellers are a little bit more cautious and they wait to put their homes on the market. So that's why we aren't apples to oranges from 2008 again. Been through major crises in the United States. We've had Hurricane Harvey that we had to deal with, and we also had, what was the last big crisis that we went through? I'm trying to think of 9/11 was a big one that we went through. During this time of need, I want to encourage everyone, there are 3 things that we need to think about. We have to be very considerate of our neighbors and our community. I know everyone's in a panic. We're trying to go out there and stock up. Try to go with the bare minimum. The grocery stores are remaining open. They're going to stock up on toilet paper. We aren't going to be out of toilet paper across the United States. So only take what you need. We also need to be thinking we're going to be in our homes a little bit more. While you're there, we're going to get a little bit restless. There were 3 words that I heard someone say on a video earlier today, and it's really time, talent, and treasure. You're going to have some time, so I think you need to think about what we can do to help the community as well. If you can't go outside, you could maybe make a phone call your local church, call local people, local schools, see if they need some help. Maybe some of these retirement communities need some help with the elderly there, because those are really the people that are at highest risk. This is really our time. What we see in a time of crisis is we see the beauty of humanity. And during these times, people really do come together. At Energy Realty, we want to be here for you as a source to answer your questions. We're going to continue to monitor the situation. We'll keep you posted. Feel free to reach out via social media, via email, even place a phone call to us, because we're really going to be here to try to help you out. But be there for your community as well. And remember that this is really time for us all to be Americans and reach out and help your neighbor.